Hi YouTube, Rob here again with another Bible review. It's been a wee while since I last posted, a few weeks. The reason for that being is that whilst my download speed here in Scotland is pretty quick, my upload speed is pretty abysmal. So when I'm trying to upload, I need to make sure I've got plenty of time, and what with busyness of work and all these other things, I don't really get a chance to do it. But I wanted to share this Bible with you that I've come across fairly recently. And to be honest, it was one that when I first saw it, I didn't really hold out much hope for it. I didn't really think that it was going to be anything special. But I've really been proved wrong. Now this is a King James Bible. It's put out by Hendrickson Publishers. And to be honest, it is something quite special. I wasn't expecting this to be anything to write home about, but I'm really impressed with the product that Hendrickson have put out here. Now this Bible is I'll show you the box. It is, sorry, banging the camera there, but it is the King James Version large print wide margin Bible. And it is a really good Bible in the fact that for those of you who like to write in your Bibles and you've been looking for a Cambridge or something high-end, but the price has been sort of prohibitive to you, then this, I think, is a really good sort of cheaper alternative, and something because of the price point that you wouldn't be as afraid to mark in as you would a Cambridge Bible, because obviously the price and things, it makes people a bit wary. I must admit, when I got my Cambridge wide margin, even though I'd paid second-hand prices for it, around about £10 I think, or £20, I was still really loath to mark in it. But this Bible, I think, because of the price, you would have no problems with that. And it is a really nice Bible. It is the King James Version, like I said. I'll show you the back of the box. It says here, we can focus in, extra wide margins on all four sides of the Bible. It's 11-point type. The words of Christ are in red. I can take it or leave it. I prefer it in black, but it's not a deal breaker for me. End of verse cross references. It has a few cross references, we'll see. Nothing exhaustive. And it has a 76-page concordance and sort of extra notes like the miracles of Jesus, the parables of Jesus, where to find help in certain situations, and so on and so forth. But it is really nice. It's printed in China, and I think it is Smith's Own or Smith's Own, although it doesn't say so on the box. I can see when we look at in between the pages, you can see the stitching. So it is a stitched Bible, and it comes in I think 4 different editions. It comes in a hardcover. It also comes in this, which is the True Tone, and it also comes in a bonded leather and a genuine leather, I think, if I remember rightly. I'll have a look on the inner pages. But the Bible itself comes in this nice sort of clamshell, quite a sturdy box from Hendrickson. And it is quite nice. I think that'll last quite a few years. So you can see there a sort of sample of the print and the ISBN for anybody that's looking for this particular edition. This Bible, I think, has been produced by Hendrickson in the past. This is a 2016 reissue, and as you can see, this is the True Tone copy. As you can see, it's nothing that special, fairly nice. It feels nice in the hand. It has one, as you can see, brown ribbon marker, quite a thin one, but it gilded edges, and the gilding is done really well, as you can see there. It is really nice. Head and tail bands, as you can see. Again, quite nicely done. It feels sturdy. That's one thing I can say about this Bible. It really does feel sturdy. But it's inside the Bible itself where it has really impressed me. Now this Bible is not a small Bible. It is quite large. Looking at the size, we're looking at just a tad under 10.5 inches tall. around about just under 7.5 inches wide, and the thickness is nearly 1 3/4 inches, I would say. I don't know whether that's showing up on the camera because I'm down here, but yes, it's 1 1/4 inches thick. And so it's not a Bible that you would stick in your back pocket, but as regards a marking Bible, something to record your thoughts and notes in, or even a preaching Bible, because of the 11-point font, I think this is a really, really good low cost alternative to some of the higher end wide margin Bibles. So let's get into the Bible itself. It is just a paste down liner, and on these first few pages we've got the presentation page there, and then straight into it. It sort of lays flat, I assume, because I've only had this not that long now, but it will, I imagine, lay flat in with usage. It's just the stiffness of the true tone, and in my experience these tend to sort of wear out. I do apologise, by the way, for my snuffles. I think I've got a wee bit of a cold coming on. It is very cold here in Scotland at present, although not quite as cold, I don't believe, as it is in the US. But even so, the cold weather brings out my sniffles and my cough, so I do apologise for that. So you could say in the front here, this Bible, as I said before, is printed in China by R.R. Donnelly, and they have done a really, really nice job. The typesetting is by Blue Heron Bookcraft, who I've owned a number of Bibles that have been typeset and designed by them, and I really like their work. I must admit, I find the fonts they use very, very readable. Maybe that's just a personal thing, but I do like this. The paper itself is a sort of a cream. It's not completely white. It is got a sort of cream tinge to it, and it's really, really quite good quality paper. I couldn't tell you what sort of GSM it is, but it is really quite nice. When you go into the Bible itself, you've got the contents, the books of the Bible, and then the epistle dedicatory, but no translators to the reader. As you can see there, it's starting to lay flat a couple of pages in, and then into Genesis. And as you can see there, it is a really, really nice layout. Very, very simple, very, very clear. You can see that in the lights, the type. There is a wee bit of bleed through, and I don't believe it is line matched, although it's not far off. It does it in some places, I think, and then it's sort of, but not in others. So I don't know whether that's just the way it's just fell on those pages where it line matches, and it's not intended to do so. But as you can see, it's got some really, really good usable margins. I'll just get the ruler on them just to show you sort of the size of this margin here. On this side you've got 1 1/4 inches, or just under. At the bottom you've got 1 inch. At the top here you've got another inch and a quarter, and then on the inner you've got another inch. So this is a really, really good Bible for that. I usually find with these types of Bibles that they have 3 margins that are really good, and what you end up with on the inside is not something that you can't use. And if it's a double column, you struggle to get your notes in for that column, but you wouldn't have any problems with this. Like I said, the Bible itself is really, really well done. Moving through into Exodus there, as you can see the layout, like I say, it would be a very, very good preaching Bible, something that you could stick on a pulpit and you could see from quite a distance. The typeface, we sent 11 point. It is big enough, but it's not so big that it's, the Bible's absolutely massive. I mean, it's big enough as it is, but it's a really, really nice Bible. And again, not many bells and whistles. It's got a few references on the ends of the each verse where it deems to put them in, and it's got sort of headings: "Love the Lord thy God" there in Deuteronomy, "Lord appears in Moses," "Song of Moses," that sort of thing. But nothing else. It is just simply a good marking up Bible, a good reading Bible. I find it very, very easy to read. And we're going through into the New Testament. It is a red letter Bible. Now the red letter is okay. As you can see there, back into Matthew, and we get into the sort of Sermon on the Mount. So there you go. You can get a good idea of what the sort of red lettering is like. It's fairly consistent in one or two places. It sort of fades away a bit, but not to the point of being illegible like some of the old Thomas Nelson Bibles used to be. As you can see, I try and get it up to the camera. I'm trying to get the Bible in because it's that big. There we go. You can see the red lettering there, and it is pretty good. And again, you've got those lovely wide margins on this sort of lovely sort of cream paper. I think that I've not tried to mark in it yet, but I imagine it would take Pigma Micron pens very, very easily, because it is quite a thick paper. It does, like I say, have a bit of show through, not bleed through, but nothing really to distract me, or not me anyway. You can see there a bit more on that page. We've got a wee bit more of show through from the other side, but nothing major. And then going into the back of the Bible, the Bible stays flat at the back because of all the extra, the helps and the concordance and stuff. So you don't have a problem with the cover flipping over here. So you've got key Bible promises, and then you've got God's promise when you feel guilty, feel dejected. God's promises when you've been cheated, desire revenge, greedy, proud, jealous. It's a bit like the old Gideon's Bibles, the wee New Testaments used to get. And you'll find that these are really quite helpful when you're struggling with addiction, that sort of thing. There's helps to hand. There's quite a few references. Some that I wouldn't normally have turned to straight away. So that's a good resource. And then you've got, beyond that, a harmony of the Gospels, miracles of the Old Testament, miracles of the New Testament, parables of the Old Testament there, parables of the New, miracles of the disciples of Jesus, and then Old Testament prophecy of the Passion, and then a 76-page concordance, which is it sort of seems to do it in a sort of it has quite a few numbers, but nothing too exhaustive. I mean, it's just got the basics in there, I think, but still quite usable. And then going into the back, we've got the Hendrickson Bible mats with a printed on sort of a glossy paper. It's not a cardstock, I want to say, but it's sort of more of a glossy paper, and they're quite colourful, quite usable. I've seen these before. And then a piece of sort of cardstock, sort of covered vinyl. Then to the back cover. Now the cover, obviously, for the price point of this Bible, it is not edge lined in any way, shape or form, and how it would hold up to sort of fairly strong usage would remain to be seen. But again, for the price of this Bible, that's not really going to be a worry. You can mark this up to your heart's content. And then I'll show you the cover there. It's sort of like embossed on that with the Holy Bible, and then sort of stitched around that side. And then on the spine, you can see that in the light, you've got King James Version, large print, wide margin Bible, and then the Hendrickson logo stamped on the bottom. But I'm really quite pleased with this Bible. It is, like I say, I wasn't expecting much of it for the price. I think they're listed on Amazon at $53.99, but you can get them cheaper. This costs around about £29. What would that be? $50, something like that, maybe in America. I don't know what the exchange rate, but that was $29.99 in my local Christian bookshop. But yeah, a really nice Bible. I can thoroughly recommend it to anybody that loves the King James, anybody that's looking for a wide margin Bible to write your notes, your thoughts, your maybe sermon outlines in, and it is really good. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Like I say, going on to usage, only time will tell with that one, and maybe I'll do another video to see how it's holding up in maybe a year's time, and we'll take it from there. But I hope this has been helpful to you. I'll be back very soon with another Bible or book review. And until then, God bless you, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.